What's up guys, this is Zach with Attack Gaming bringing you a first impressions video for Royal Quest, developed by Katauri Interactive and published by 1C Online Games. This game comes straight to you from the creators of the Space Rangers and King's Bounty franchise. While the game recently launched in the US on August 6th of this year, it wouldn't be fair to call this a new game per se. Actually, the game was originally released in Russia in 2012 and after 2 years has finally made its way to American shores. Royal Quest is not a game that will blow your socks off with big budget production values, nor is it a game that even attempts to distinguish itself from the hundreds of other MMORPGs already released within this crowded genre, but what it does well. You start the game as you do in most MMORPGs, creating a character. There's only one race available, humans, but you can pick your gender. There are 4 base classes to choose from at character creation: warriors, archers, mages, and rogues. While that may not sound like much, the 4 immediately available classes are only archetypes. At level 20, players can choose one of 2 available advanced classes. Character customization is fairly basic as well, offering your typical assortment of hairstyles, hair colors, and facial features. While this level of customization is acceptable, greater control over your appearance is always appreciated, with games like Ion, Terra, Champions Online, and Guild Wars 2 giving players total control over nearly every aspect of their appearance. Only being able to choose your hairstyle and facial features just feels antiquated. Once you create a character, you start off in an incredibly tiny tutorial map that teaches you gaming basics such as how to move your character and how to attack monsters. The game is top-down point and click. Unlike many similar titles, there is no WASD movement of any kind, which may be a turn-off to some. The graphics themselves tend to straddle the fence between cartoony and realistic, and ultimately end up looking serviceable, however a tad generic. Still, the game runs incredibly well. A decent PC could easily run this game at over 60 frames per second pretty much at all times. The game is decidedly quest-based. You'll spend your time bouncing from town to town, picking up quests, heading out into the wilds, killing a certain number of monsters, or acquiring a set number of items, then heading back into town. You can press M to bring up the minimap, which marks quest locations with an exclamation point, but sometimes it can be difficult to determine exactly what you're supposed to be doing just by looking at the minimap or the quest tracker unless you read the quest text beforehand or pull up your quest journal. I find that at times there's also quite a bit of distance between quest NPCs and the quest updates, leading to a lot of your time in-game being spent just running around to and from quest updates. The game also boasts PvP arenas, battlegrounds, and even castle sieges, but unfortunately I didn't get the opportunity to check out any of that during my time with the game. As is typical for most games in the genre, Royal Quest boasts party-based dungeons and a set of unique PvPvE zones where players battle against each other while fighting off AI-controlled monsters. Combat is relatively unremarkable though. It's your standard tab target fare. Animations are basic and lack distinction or personality found in more popular MMORPGs. Unlike many MMORPGs, however, skills and abilities are gained on the fly, meaning you don't have to visit a trainer to buy new skills every time you level up. Upon leveling up, you're tasked with placing points into a skill tree, which eventually diverts into your chosen advanced class, and you also must distribute stat points. Stats like stamina, strength, and dexterity don't increase automatically. While this is fairly standard for most free-to-play MMORPGs, I prefer games that automatically distribute stat points, as starting out can be fairly difficult to determine exactly how you should be building your character, leading you to inadvertently gimping yourself early on. One of the best parts about the game, and I'm not even necessarily mentioning this as a knock on the game, is the fact that your Steam account is integrated with your game account. I hate downloading a game on Steam only to launch another launcher that requires a separate login that, most of the time, I have to visit an external website to create an account. This is an awesome feature, a great time saver, and something I wish more multiplayer games available on Steam would take advantage of. All in all, it's not that Royal Quest is a bad game. Everything from sound design to gameplay to graphics indicates that this is a solid entry for relative newcomers to the genre, but it's just wholly unremarkable. There's little reason for anyone well versed in MMORPGs to pick up and play this one over more popular titles. Still, the fact that this game is so easily integrated into Steam is bound to catch a few eyeballs, and I feel like Royal Quest is a solid entry point to the genre. Check out the game's official website at us.royalquest.com or visit its official game space on Steam to learn more about it. If you enjoyed this video, hit the like button, comment, and subscribe for more gaming news, first impressions, giveaways, and other general randomness.